With that, I'll do a little quick intros for those that might be new. I'm David. This is Elle. We're two of the founders of JumpstartGo, which runs this Facebook group that you guys are watching this Facebook Live in, Marketing for Insurance Agents. We started this group probably about 7-ish years ago, really focused around it having as a resource and tool for agents, really to learn, to connect with each other, talk shop, growing their insurance businesses around marketing, referrals, sales, find referral partners in the group, and for us to provide some high-level trainings every week, which we do on Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern. And we've probably done 500-600 plus of these throughout the years. I'm trying to make this super positive. You're not going to see people bashing in different companies or carriers or anything negative complaining in here. It's all focused on positive, growing your business, supporting each other, which is really the environment that we like being around and that we find agents like being around too, right? That makes you successful. And so guys, take advantage of the group, ask questions in here. This group is as awesome as you guys make it, and you get as much as you dive in and give or ask questions, provide feedback. You got a good discussion topic, drop in the group. Love seeing everybody interact and really learn from each other and grow. We have people from brand new, got their license 2 days ago in the group, to people that have been in the group with 40, 50 plus years of experience in the industry, which, not many places you're going to find that. So thank you guys for being a part of it. We're super excited to have you guys here. With that, Elle and I with JumpstartGo, our focus, we really help agents double, even triple plus their production, fire their lead vendors, ditch the smiling and dialing, or as I call it, frowning and drowning, forever through organic marketing strategies. So founded JumpstartGo back in 2018, and the group here, the Facebook group, has grown to almost 34,000 insurance agents across the country, all lines of insurance, captives, independents. We've personally been able to consult for almost 600 different insurance agents and agencies, and helping them grow and scale their businesses from brand new to 7-8 figure agencies, and even consulting for 100 million and $1 billion agencies as well, and been able to generate between 3.5 to 4 million through social media through those years. We know a thing or two about social and love helping agents be able to bring in prospects and referrals through social media for free, and that's what we teach our clients as part of that too. And for those asking, yes, Elle and I are both licensed agents. We sell ourselves, have a life agency ourselves, where we also test out a lot of things that we then teach within the programs too. And so that's we love the industry and we love having you guys here. So with that all being said, Elle, anything you wanted to hop in on before we dive in and tee up tonight's training?
I'm just excited to talk about this because I think this is a big area that most don't know about as far as how to effectively use social media. And it can be super discouraging if you feel like you're doing all of the things on social, that you're posting consistently and regularly and posting good content, but you don't really feel like you're getting that result from social. There's a reason why. So we're excited to dive in and hopefully shed some light here on some misconceptions or common mistakes that we see agents make with social, and really help you map out that plan to help you get results and clients actually reaching out to you using social media. So just really excited for what we have lined up today.
I love it. Love it. So with that said, stuff that we're going to talk about, hey, how do I get more results? Imagine two different agents, right? Both are using social media to grow their agencies. The first one, let's call her Julie, pick a name, right? Has a ton of connections on social media, a ton. But for some reason, her content struggles to get any engagement or reaction. She has all these people, but it doesn't really seem like she's getting any results. It seems like almost no one's even paying attention or even seeing it. And it's like having a bunch of friends, but no one's answering the phone, right? And then there's the second agent, Tim, who has less friends, maybe even a lot less friends than Julie connected with on social media, but is getting way more engagement from his posts, resulting in direct messages from people that are interested in talking to him about insurance and putting policies in place, basically leads. But even better, referrals being sent his way of people saying, hey, and tagging them, you need to talk with Tim. Tim will get you all set. Or in 1 to 2 clients every single week, at least coming through his social. Now, for those who are like Julie and struggling to get any results and are wondering themselves what the Tims are doing right, then this is for you. Right? So if you're anything below a 7, 8, 9, 10, really anything below an 8, 9, 10, probably like in your comments there on the numbers you're dropping, then this is for you. This is, hey, what are the things I can be doing that get me more activity, more results, more people coming to me and referrals coming to me? So with that, that's what we're diving into. Elle, we just talked about a couple examples, and one of the big things that seems like that was the difference and really the thing that led to all those opportunities was engagement. And so why is engagement important? What do you even mean by engagement?
Yeah, so engagement is really important to creating a sustainable and healthy social media marketing strategy. The more engaged with your content is, the more people that are seeing it, the more opportunities that are going to be coming to you because of the content that people are seeing. And because social media is one to many, which is the reason why we love so much, is because you can put out one piece of content and thousands of people could potentially see that one piece of content. Like, what other way do you have to reach that many people as frequently and as often as you can now with social media? And it's free. You don't have to pay for ad spend to do this. You don't have to pay a vendor to do this. It's simply maximizing the algorithm, understanding how it works to get eyeballs on your content. So engagement's like that leading indicator. When you have engagement on your content, it's a good indicator people are seeing it and people are liking it. David, why is it important that people like your content? If I create content that bores people, doesn't stop the scroll, isn't adding value, you think the platform's going to keep rewarding me by showing my content to more and more people?
No. And I mean, so not only is there like, hey, if I don't make content that's like interesting and valuable, then what's the point anyways? And how is that going to help anybody perceiving me as an expert, wanting to reach out to me, realizing why they need insurance or why they need to talk to me about that, the importance of those things? All those are just reasons alone to have good content that gets engagement and people paying attention to it, reacting, asking questions on it, of course. But just like you said, even beyond that is that's how the actual platforms work themselves, right? You know, I go into this a lot, but at the end of the day, the social media platforms, we'll use Facebook as an example, right? They're all about making money, just like any business, right? It's not a charity, isn't a nonprofit, isn't there just for a public place that's government sponsored for you to write things or whatever. It's none of those things. That's private companies that are publicly traded on the stock exchange. Their goals as shareholders to make money. And so therefore, if I'm going to design and program and build an algorithm for something like that, they're going to build it to make money, right? And so at the end of the day, they make their money through ads. That's why it's free for you to use the platform, because they make their money elsewhere through the ad side. And so, okay, if that's where they make ads, then the longer someone's staying on Facebook and being engaged and commenting, watching stuff, who even cares what it's about, then the more Facebook gets to serve them ads, the more money Facebook gets to make, right? So things that keep people on the platform, paying attention, being there, that's good. Facebook likes that. That gets Facebook more money and also gets you in front of people and paying attention to your content. If it's things that are boring people, causing them to leave platform, like links and stuff like that, then Facebook's going to say, hey, let's not show that to really anybody. And you say, hey, no one's paying attention to any of my stuff, right? So at the end of the day, it's a tool, right? And I need to know how the tool works if I want results from the tool. Otherwise, I just waste a bunch of time and effort, right? Like Julie in the example, right? Elle, does that help a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So yes, so engagement is really important as far as kind of judging the health of your content, but not just your content, but your strategy. One of the things that people will look at is like audience size, for example. Like they're like, oh my gosh, look how many followers they have. But when you look at the number of people that are actually engaging with that content, it's very, very small. And so this is what we want to start looking at, is like the percentage of your audience that's actually engaging with your content, because it's better to have a quality following that is engaging, interacting with your comment, or engaging and interacting with your content through comments and reactions, than to have lots of followers that aren't actually real followers. Like they're not actually engaging with your content. They're not consuming your content. They might not even be your right fit target market. Like they could potentially, live in another country, across the world, and not somebody that you can actually do business with. in any capacity. It's really important when you're kind of looking at these things as far as like audience size is not as important as your percentage of engagement. So like the example that David gave of Julie, who has lots of connections on social media, but she's just getting a few likes or a few comments on every post, versus Tim that might have a handful, maybe like 500 people or 600 people that he's connected with, but he's consistently engaging, 50, 75, 100 people in his comments and reactions on his content that he's doing, versus Julie that might have 4,000, 5,000, 10 times as many, but she's just getting 1 or 2 likes. Tim actually, even though he doesn't have as many followers, actually has a healthier social media presence and likely a much higher quality following that he's actually going to be able to pull more opportunities. So I think it's really important to kind of start understanding some of these metrics and what we call versus metrics that actually lead to results, conversations, sales. Because at the end of the day, we're not doing this just for looks, for vanity. Most of us, the opposite. We don't really want to be on social media. We're on social media because we know it's a tool for our business. So we want to be focusing on the things that are going to get those results. And engagement is a key metric to be looking at to really show you the health of your social media content. But we're also going to talk about something else that's very key to engagement and interacting with the platform. Is this making sense so far? Like the idea of having a higher percentage of your audience engaged with you is actually more important than the number of followers, because we're looking to create a quality following, a quality audience of people that can actually do business with us, that trust us, that are consuming our content, versus just a couple of likes here and there.
So like I was talking about, social media, powerful one-to-many approach. Why is social different than what agents are typically doing? A lot of agents, on all the things they're doing, it's a one-to-one approach. It is that cold calling. It is working leads, working paid ads. It is networking. All these things is a one-to-one, which nothing wrong with those. Those can be really great, but it's always, they don't stack. It doesn't like build on top of each other. Every single conversation I'm having, I'm starting over, like who I am, building rapport, having this conversation. Even if you have the best conversation in the world, where they're like, "L, give me all the policies. You can babysit my kids. You're invited to my wedding or whatever." Like, well, the next conversation, who are you? Why are we talking again? It's it's that one-to-one that you're always cycling through, versus that one-to-many that almost has a snowball effect where it gets more and more powerful over time and more results for less effort. So L, we talked about, okay, so why is engagement important? Why isn't audience size itself the only thing that I care about? And, kind of vanity metrics versus, hey, actual results, which is what agents care about, right? So let's talk about, how do I get more engagement? How do I get more of that happening, right? Since that's so important, in agents, I was looking through some today on some calls and stuff I had, and they're doing posts, but it was nothing, no interactions, no comments, nothing coming from it. And I asked them, hey, do you get anything from your efforts? And they're like, no, I just feel like I'm kind of shouting into the wind. So L, how do they get more engagement?
First up, having a great content strategy is really important for getting engagement going. And David mentions this a lot, talks about this a lot, but Facebook and social media platforms do not reward links. So if you are on Facebook and you're sharing a YouTube video, so what is that doing? You're basically taking people off the platform to a competitor social media platform. What is your metaphor that you use? It's like going to Starbucks, and what is it?
It's like walking to Starbucks saying, hey, everybody, coffee next door is better. Let's go over here.
Yeah.
Do you think Starbucks likes that? Do you think any business would like that? Facebook's the same. It doesn't like it either, saying, hey, go over to YouTube, let them serve ads while you're over there and make all the money, and not Facebook, who I just sent you away from, right? Does Facebook? No, obviously Facebook hates that. So if I'm posting links, Facebook says, let's not show the post of links to very many people because I don't want them leaving Facebook, right? And then we wonder, why am I doing all this stuff and not getting any results? No one books on my calendar, no one comes to my website, no one goes to my YouTube video, and that's why, right? It just makes sense.
Yeah. So the algorithm's like suppressing that type of content that includes links. So if you're using links, that's like number one. Number two is that we teach an approach that focuses heavily on lifestyle content. So about 80% of your content should be focused more on personal, more on lifestyle than business. People don't come to social media to learn about insurance. They come to be entertained and distracted and see the cute cat videos and funny dog. You probably heard us say that before.
Yeah.
So focus your content on what the platform rewards. That's going to help with your engagement and with more of your audience seeing your content. Even without needing to grow your audience, you're going to get more people seeing your content right out of the gate when you start posting more lifestyle based content, showing your face and interest, hobbies. Like if you like gardening or cooking or bike riding or boxing or swimming or hanging out with your kids on a Saturday afternoon, all of those things are awesome human things that perform really well on social media because that's literally what the platform is built for. And the more that you're posting that type of content, the engagement overall for your profile is going to increase. Now, there's something else that I consider the behind the scenes activities that you cannot see if you're just looking at somebody's profile. And so let's take like Tim and Julie, for example. Let's say they both have good content that they're sharing, but Julie's still not seeing that engagement, which sometimes this happens. The content itself is good content, not sharing links, but what that typically means, if you're still lacking in engagement, but your content strategy is a solid content strategy, it means that you're not doing enough activity on the platform. Okay, so what do we mean by that? We're talking about when you are on the platform, you want to be interacting with people. It's not meant just to be like you put content out there and we don't engage, we don't interact. It's called social media because it's meant to be social. It's meant to connect people and it's meant for engagement and comments. So if you're expecting to just post once a day without doing anything else on the platform, you're likely not going to get the result that you're looking for because you're not engaging with people on the platform. David, you want to talk a little bit about that and why that's so important for increasing engagement?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a social platform. The whole purpose of it and how Facebook algorithm works is keeping people on it. That's why they have the dopamine hits. There's a lot of psychology of why they design it the way they do, but ultimately, at the end of the day, is to make money, right? And so me interacting is helping as a part of that. Not only psychologically, me building some like trust, showing up in front of people, being in front of them consistently and everything there. Maybe I recently connected with some people, interacting with a little bit on their profile helps me pop up in front of them before maybe I end up connecting with them or reaching out. There's already some like trust from showing up even in front of them. Or, there's cool concepts on Facebook, like in other platforms called affinity, where me interacting with someone, even if it's not even about insurance and in a totally off-topic Facebook group, all of a sudden now some of my content showing up on their feeds, even though I'm not necessarily friends with them at all and stuff there as well. So the interacting not only helps the results of my actual content and what I'm doing, but it also brings new people getting connected with me, reaching out to me and into conversations more naturally and effectively as a part of that as well. And so, I want to comment, I want to post, I want to react, I want to engage with other people's content as a part of that. Doesn't mean I have to do a ton of it, but if you're not doing any of it, it's limiting you as well. Also, something that is important to consider as well is, part of my activity, especially as I'm growing, especially as I have a lot of conversations, a lot of people come to me as I grow over time, I start having more and more activity I need to do because I've got people reaching out to me I got to respond to or stuff. They're not a bad problem to have. But on social media, you can't go from no activity to a ton of activity instantaneously overnight, or your account gets flagged, you get limited in what you can do, you get put on timeout for a little bit and stuff there as well, as platforms usually do that to help prevent spam and bots and things like that as well. So that's why even starting to do this and starting to ramp up how much I'm doing, by the time you do more and more of it, Facebook starts allowing you to do more. And so it's good to build that up over time to where, like a profile like mine, I can send hundreds of comments and messages and things a day because I use the platform a lot that allows me to do that. Where someone new's hopping on that hasn't really done any of that, they start trying to message people, Facebook says, hold up, you're doing too much, slow down there. So it's also another good reason to even be starting to practice and doing that as well, as it will reward you later as well too.
Absolutely. So these are metrics that you can actually track, and I recommend that you do. We recommend this for our clients for accountability, so that when you're logging on to social media, it's not just about, posting your content for the day, but it's also making sure that you are reacting. So your likes, hearts, care emojis, all of those, and then commenting at least on 5 people. We recommend closer as you start building up your activity, like David mentions, really to try to connect with 20 people, like genuine comments, and then also sending friend requests to those people as well if you're interacting with them in groups. 20 people a day. Just think about the compounding effect of this as far as genuinely interacting with people, 20 people a day, 5 days a week. That's 100 people a week that you are genuinely interacting with, commenting with, and ideally you're actually building relationship and building this, what David mentioned, affinity with them. When you're interacting with their profile, your content is going to be much more likely to show up in their feed, which also means they're going to start interacting on your content. And this is how we start building engagement and visibility on our profile. Again, content strategy is super important, but it's only a piece of it. You need to be doing these activities as well. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm posting and I'm doing so regularly, but I'm not getting this visibility, I'm not getting the engagement. Pretty much every time I have an agent that comes to me and says, I'm doing all of the things, I'm posting every day and I'm following the 80-20 principle, I can ask them, how many people are you having genuine connections with as far as comments, reactions, friend requests? Oh, I'm not doing that. Well, that's why. That's why content by itself is not enough to really give you the engagement and the interaction that you need and the visibility that you need for the strategy to work. So I highly recommend, because it's very easy to go down into the death scroll, as I call it, of the feed. Social media is literally designed to distract you and to suck you in. Investing in one of these little timers, I like this because it's not on my phone. I really like to try to keep my phone out of sight when I'm working because it distracts me. So when I'm on social media or I'm doing my tasks on social media, I really try to get it done within 20 minutes every day. So I set it to the 20 minute. Anything that I'm trying to get done happens in 20 minutes. The timer goes off. If I need a few extra minutes, I'll just switch it to the 5 or the 10 on here, so that worst case scenario, I'm spending 30 minutes a day on social media for my content and my activity. For our clients that are new to this strategy, or for people that are just starting to learn, Remember, there is a bit of a learning curve with this. It's going to take you probably a little bit longer as you're getting started. 45 minutes to 60 minutes a day, consistently 5 days a week to start generating warm inbound leads is how much I would recommend that you give yourself for both learning the strategies as well as implementing the strategies. But the more and more people that are going to see your content, and you're going to get more and more results with the same amount of time or less time as you start to learn the strategies, and it becomes easier for you than when you first began, just like that snowball rolling down the hill and picking up more and more momentum. But consistency is the name of the game. Doesn't have to take you a ton of time, does not have to be difficult. It's a rinse and repeat strategy, but consistency is absolutely key for seeing success with this.
I love it. Or at least what we've heard about snowballs. We're in Florida. I don't know what those are, but I assume that's what
imagine the snowball rolling down the mountain. Okay.
Yeah. So I love it. And like you said, a lot of agents think, and a lot of people for good reason think social, I post good stuff or really valuable stuff. I get a lot of results. I grow. And that's where they get frustrated of I'm not getting results, right? And I always use the analogy as like, listen, I could have the best restaurant in the world, such amazing food, but if it's in the middle of a desert, no one knows it's there, it doesn't really matter. If I don't have the right audience seeing it, people paying attention to it, people even seeing what I'm making and knowing to come for that, then it doesn't really make any difference, even if I have amazing food, right? So same thing here, like just posting doesn't get the results there, right? But actually, before we hop into the next thing, I did want to mention, as we will probably mention at the end as well, we have a very special event happening in Austin next Friday, as I see Joe Camper in the comments as well, as we got a really stacked speaking group and what we're going to be diving into all around social media and the content creation and leaving with 6 months of content. We have so much stuff we're going to be doing, a special one-day event. Awesome. Now, coming back to social, with that, Elle, why does increasing engagement with the right audience mean more sales? Why are those two big and important pieces that really come together that produce these sales, these referrals, this growth in business?
Absolutely. This is sort of the key to it all of having a successful social media marketing strategy, is that engaged quality audience that you are in front of consistently. Like, you have that and you're golden. And the audience doesn't have to be massive either, is what is actually like good news for most of us out there. Like, we're not necessarily even, yeah, sure, it'd be awesome if, we all went viral, but you don't have to go viral. You don't have to do like these trends or anything like that. It's more about building an audience that's that right fit audience for you and for your products, and people that genuinely connect with the content that you're saying and that you're sharing, and that you're doing that regularly, that you're in front of them and genuinely connecting with them. Again, I cannot stress that enough. As far as having genuine conversations with people, I think that people focus so much on the content that they're putting out, and then they get people that start commenting on their content, and then they don't go and interact with people in the comments. Like, that is like, your lowest hanging fruit there. You've got people that are commenting on your posts. Like, make sure that you're engaging with them, you're commenting back. You can ask them a question. That's even better. Get some conversation going in your comments. It's going to help boost your visibility, boost your engagement, and it also showcases your authority. If this is like you're answering questions for people, you're providing value in the comments and helping clarify things for them. Not only are you helping that person that you're interacting with in the comments, you are also getting in front of people that are reading those comments. Because we all know, we've all done that. We've all been the people that go and like read the comment threads. You don't say a thing, you don't react to anything, but you're in the threads, creeping along. There's lots of people that do that. So if you're one that's in comments and you're engaging with people in the comments, that's just as important as the content that you're posting. So when you're posting consistently content that's resonating with your target audience, you're genuinely connecting with them, this all works together to really have this snowball effect. And honestly, like, you're in front of the right people, potentially thousands, tens of thousands of people that are your right fit target audience. And that is when those results just start pouring in for you. And so if you are not getting the engagement that you think you should be getting, and you are following the principles as far as creating an engaging content strategy, take a look at what those behind the scenes activities are that you're doing. Are you interacting? Are you commenting? Are you asking people genuine questions, engaging back and forth with them in the comments? Are you building your audience with your right fit target market? All of these things are absolutely crucial activities to having success with social media.
I love it. I love it. And I will tell you, at the end of the day, I will take consistency over social, over even of one piece of viral content or something as well. You'll get way more from that consistency than you will from a piece of viral. And so that's where Joe's been consistent. And check him out, check his profile, check his content. That consistency rewards over and over and over and over on time, to where, yeah, Joe can sit down in the morning and have referrals and quote requests because of stuff that's come in off social media for stuff he's even done in the past.